Do you value your time as your most important asset in your life? That being said, do you value the time of your kids, value the time of your family, your colleagues, your friends, your boss? Think about that. Depending on the people, what we love the most is often outside of ourselves. We love our kids, we love our friends, we love our family, our parents, our mentor. But do we take the time to appreciate who we are for who we are, and then respect the fact that our time is our most important resource? So what has COVID-19 taught us in 2020? Well, it has taught us that our health is very important, and our health allows us to have more time to do more in our lives. And that's why somehow we were asked to stay home, and for some, we haven't worked for a few weeks. As a teacher, I've been working ever since the March break came back. For some, they're still waiting for the green light from the government to go back to work. So that means that time is very important here. Timing is important. So if you've stayed home for the last few weeks, few months, what have you done with your time to maximize that time? You know what? That has been a big question that many people have asked themselves and even have asked me. Some people are asking me, well, the schools are closed, so you probably don't do very much, which is interesting because I feel that I'm working as hard as I was working before the COVID-19 time. What would I do? You would say, well, almost every day I have 30 to 45 minutes meet with every class. I have marking, prepping, and for me I'm proud of asking my students to stay up to date with what we have to do. Well, I have a timeline where about 3 hours of work a week, but I'm asking them to consistently be learning. And that is important because when we come back to school in September, regardless of how it will look like, I want them to be ready and to know as much as they need to so they can succeed. You may have heard the analogy between money and time. For example, if I was to give you $86,400 every day, and at the end of every day I would tell you that whatever you haven't spent will be eliminated. So every day you get money and you have to spend it or not, it's up to you. But whatever you haven't spent will be thrown away. You will most likely maximize the money you have every day. And if you say, well, I cannot spend all that money, maybe, but think of how many people you could help if you had $86,400 every day. And that is what we have. We have 86,400 seconds every day. So that means that what are you going to do with your time? Plan some time to sleep, to eat, to take care of your family, but block some time for projects so that you can make the world a better place. One of the things I love about Evan Carmichael, is that he goes out and he looked at different content of other great influencers and people that have great knowledge and share it to all of us. In the link of the video related to maximizing our time, and I will put a link below, there was a segment with Jordan Peterson, and he was talking about the fact that if something is important to you, schedule it. And as I mentioned, my 3 tips later on, you'll see that my agenda is also my key suggestion. So that means that if you love to watch YouTube, well, plan an hour to watch YouTube during your day. So instead of wondering, okay, if I watch YouTube, I'm going to waste time. Well, you will have actually scheduled it in your day, and then you will be able to enjoy it more. If you want to go for a walk outside, if you want to play video games, if you want to read to be a better person, if you want to volunteer, these are all things that some amazing people are doing. And some of you will say, well, I don't have time to do those things. Well, if you schedule it into your agenda, if you schedule it in your day, you'll notice that everything will fall into place around it so that you can do what you want. Another segment from Evan Carmichael's video. It was about Bob Proctor saying that you cannot really manage time because time moves forward regardless of where you are, who you are, and what you're doing. However, you can manage the activities you do. You can manage the action you take during the day. And that is something that you can maximize. Because once you take the action that gets you closer to your goal, you'll notice that it's like a snowball effect. You get momentum and you actually get closer to where you want to be. So here are 3 tips for you to better manage your time. First one is use your agenda. The agenda is there not only to do to-do lists, it's also there for you to plan and schedule what you really want. I won't say his name, but I had a student, I will say his name is Tommy, and he said, I love playing video games and somehow I don't have the times and my parents don't give me the time and it's always a struggle. Well, I asked him how much time he spent a day. And he said, well, I spend about 4 hours. That's what I'd like to do. I said, okay. Now, why would your parents be upset about that? Well, they want me to do my bed. They want to do a few things around the house. I need to mow the lawn sometimes. I need to walk the dog. And then I need to keep my room clean. I said, okay. Now, how much time do all of those things take? And we looked at it, and he could pretty much do all of his chores within 2 hours every day. So we looked at it and said, okay, if you get up at 10, we'll give you some time. And then you decided to play an hour of video games in the morning, if you wish, have lunch, then you can spend an hour or 2 in the afternoon to do what you need to do. And by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock max, your parents will be happy. You'll be able to spend 3, 4, even more times playing video games if you wanted to. You don't even have time to sit at the table and have dinner with them. And he thought about it, and we did an experiment because as scientists we like to do experiments. And he told me after a week that his parents was very happy because he was doing what he had to do, and he was actually be able to play more video games than he ever had to. So think about that. If you like to do something, schedule it. And you notice that everything will fall around that, and you'll be able to achieve what you want and actually do things that makes you happy. The other aspect you have to do, so tip number 2 is to break down what you have to do into small chunks. For example, I look at what are the key things I need to do. I need to sleep. I need to time for my family times for the morning, lunchtime, dinner, and after dinner so we can nurture our relationships. We have time for work during the morning, during the afternoon, time to record videos. And if I break it down in small chunks, I notice that it's easier to manage. So yes, I'm building a YouTube channel. If I think of all the videos I would love to do, I will get overwhelmed. However, if I break down the fact that there's all the things I need to do, I have about an hour or 2 every day to record, edit, and post a video. I can do that. My third tip is about scheduling playtime. Playtime with family, with friends, with family members. It could be a walk outside, playing tennis, playing video games with kids, could be cooking, knitting. Plan time for playtime because we work hard every day and we often forget about ourselves. Some people say, well, you need to meditate. Well, plan sometimes to meditate because once you plan sometimes for playtime, you notice that you'll be more in touch with what you like to do, what you love to do, and you'll be able to contribute to the world even more. So there we go. My 3 tips are: first, you need an agenda. Second, you need to plan what you need to do and want to do. And third, plan for playtimes. I hope that you'll be able to apply some of this knowledge today. And I'm going to put here the link to the playlist of the different video that I have on this best life journey. If you've enjoyed these videos, don't forget to subscribe and give us some comments because we always love to respond. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.